and he's about to drop a play. He just drops the pen and said, "This is ridiculous. This shit has to stop." So everybody looking around, motherfucker say, "I'm gonna start giving out PUIs, playing under the influence."
Welcome back to another episode of the OGs. Today we have a very special episode. We usually have a guest on here, but today UD is the guest because it's a celebration. He just won his third championship, Fantasy League Football Championship. UD, congratulations, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Everybody celebrate him, man. Everybody celebrate him.
Thank you.
Explain this video here, UD.
Okay, so right now, this is my uncle.
It's your uncle?
Yeah, that's my uncle who I'm kicking in the face. If anybody know Karate Kid, you know what I'm saying? That's my uncle. I kicked him in the face. So he ain't never made it to a championship in his life.
Can't handle success.
This man finally made it to the championship, and this man heckled me so bad that I said I had to do something when I won. He don't understand how to handle success. The man got the worst fantasy record out of everybody in our league. The man got the championship one time. And you know somebody that make you feel bad for winning? Yeah. Like this man heckled me so bad, like I was the loser. And I was actually winning. So I just had to let him have
his third championship in the Fantasy League. He's going to the Hall of Fame, man. Congratulations, Udonis.
Fantasy guru, man. I'm a guru with that, man. So I'm just obsessed with winning. That's all it is. I'm obsessed with winning.
But dead ass, man, the reason we are here and the reason we are celebrating you today is in 3 days, my brother's jersey will be going on the rafters up at the arena for the Miami Heat. It's an unbelievable accomplishment, man. Three-time champion, most rebounds in Heat history. Yeah. 7th most points in Heat history. Yeah. 2nd most minutes, only behind D. Wade. Yeah. A University of Florida Hall of Famer. Yeah. And played in the finals in 3 decades. That's because you're old. Damn, you old. And I don't like to bring out old numbers and stats, but I have to read this stuff. This stuff's impressive, all right?
Thank you.
Only 6 Heat players plus Dan Marino have the jersey retired. Chris Bosh, D. Wade, Tim Hardaway, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning. Now you'll be the 7th.
Yes, sir.
Number 40, brother. That's big time.
Yes, sir.
UD is one of only 3 players in NBA history to have played 20 years with one team. That's Dirk and Kobe. Pretty good names there, my man.
Damn good class to be in.
One of only 9 players to have played for 20-plus years in the league. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, Kevin Garnett, Dirk, Kevin Willis, Jamal Crawford, and you, my brother. Less than 200 players, and this is a number that's staggering right here for everybody at home because they think the NBA is something, of almost only 5,000 people who played in the history of the game. Wow. There's only been almost close to 5,000 players in the history of the NBA have had their jersey retired. Only 200. You're one of 200, my brother.
Wow.
In his final regular season game, because I know you're going to be on me, I love it, what you did. You're mad that I was shocked, but I was.
That's crazy.
I know. But his final game, he scored 24
smoking cigarettes all season? Killer, what you think I'm doing?
25 minutes.
You think I'm out here smoking cigarettes all season? What you think I'm doing during the season?
Hey, listen, we don't see behind the scenes. We don't see the behind the scenes.
Man.
But congratulations, man. It's an unbelievable honor, bro. And today you're sitting here in your jersey. Talk to me about that, because I like the fact that we're gaslighting that too.
Oh, for sure. Well, 2 things.
All right.
First thing is, I'm in tune with my star player. Got to be in tune with your star player out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm my own biggest fan. You know what I mean?
I'm in tune with
with my star player. Killer, I'm in tune with my fucking star player. At the end of the day, nobody expected me to be here but my family and my friends. Yeah. So, right now I'm celebrating myself. This is my day. I don't celebrate myself enough. So I walked in here in tune with my star player today. Second thing, if you see the patch on here, there's a number 6. Yep. Everybody understands what that number 6 goes for.
Yeah. So everyone needs to pump the brakes a little bit.
Let me talk on this one time. Just 1 second.
Preach.
With that being said, first, as a black man, I understand what Bill Russell has done for us. Aside from basketball, what he's done as a black man just for us to move forward in life. Yep. I have a lot of respect. Love what he's done on the basketball court as well. Being a champion. I'm all about winning. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So If I apologize to anybody, it'd be Bill Russell's family.
There you go.
The Boston people, y'all got a better chance of wrestling an alligator. I'm not apologizing to you motherfuckers for nothing.
But Bill Russell's family.
But Bill Russell's family,
That's right.
I will apologize because that might have came off insensitive in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I got a lot of love and a lot of respect for Bill Russell. So as a man, if I came off wrong, I apologize. You Boston motherfuckers, fuck you. Let's get started.
Let's get into it. So we know where you're at now. Obviously, jersey retirement, which is an unbelievable accomplishment. We read all the stuff and the few people that have made it. Let's talk about how we got there. All right. Give me Miami High. Obviously, being down here in Miami, I know about it. But for the fans at home, talk about Miami High. You had first of all, we talk about you know how to win, right?
Yeah.
He had a 71-2 record at Miami High.
Damn.
You lost twice. What happened? And a two-time champion, state champion. So talk about how that molded you, because to me, a lot of basketball players, obviously the molding starts early, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who they are, their culture, their habits, stuff happens there. So talk about the coaches there, the players you played with, all that stuff at Miami High.
I mean, from Miami High, you understand, like Frank Martin, who was our head coach, he wasn't just molding us to be basketball players, he was molding us to be men, understanding what our circumstances were and understanding where we were coming from. So every situation, you know what I'm saying, everything we did, it was like, we got to make it. We got to figure it out. We got to win. You know what I'm saying? This is our way out of our circumstances. This is going to put us in a better situation. This is going to put our families in a better situation. So when we went out there and played the game of basketball, like it was like over our dead body, you motherfuckers getting this win. Like over our dead body, you motherfuckers, especially if you came in our gym in the asylum. Like, you know what I'm saying? We cut the motherfucking heat on and we burn your ass up and we get you out of there. So for us, I think, you know what I'm saying, you had a bunch of kids who was just trying to improve their circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And then you got a coach that understands your circumstances and he's going to push you to be better. He's going to push you to be your best version. So, you know, thank God for Frank Martin because obviously basketball is one thing, but life is another thing. We talking about a coach that'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and pick guys up and, you know, circumstances we ain't gonna speak about. But, you know what I'm saying? It was more than that. It was a father figure.
And that's true, too, because I played with a lot of guys from Miami High, and every one of y'all had that same identity and that same toughness about you.
Yeah.
The only thing that was, you know, I wish would have happened is my Mitchell team coming out, we were like a 4-point favorite.
Man.
Coming into the Asylum. And the draft, like all the Vegas and stuff had us as a favorite, but the game got canceled.
Yeah,
you guys got lucky.
Instead of you coming, they said Ted team. Instead of you, they said Ted team. Ask Ted what happened to them.
What happened to Ted?
Beat the shit out of Ted. Beat them like they stole something. And Ted was the #1 scorer in the state of Florida, broke Chris Corciani record. And Ted, you my guy, go Gators. But we tore your ass up when you came to the Asylum, boy. So I would have loved to play against you in your arena. Don't come to Miami High because y'all played in they played in a gym made of popcorn. For you people at home, real live kernels. Explain this shit, killer.
I mean, it's impossible to explain. We'll throw a photo up there because it's built of corn.
And we would have turned that shit into the popcorn palace and we would have pulled up.
Everyone calm down. But you come from Miami High, you go to University of Florida, obviously a Hall of Famer at University of Florida, 4-time SEC player at Florida, 10th all-time rebounder at Florida, just had an unbelievable career. It's where you met your favorite and best teammate, myself. Explain how that transformed your life, meeting me.
Well, first of all, the 4 years in the Hall of Fame, I'll just tell you the backstory to that.
Yeah, let me hear it.
I don't know where this came from, but it was relayed to me that I wasn't going to get it in the UF Hall of Fame unless I came back and got my degree. That's what it was relayed to me. So it kind of took me a while to get in because at the end of the day, fat chance. Fat chance.
You don't got a degree, but what?
I got a lot of people that work for me with degrees. That's the best thing you can do is put smart people around you. Ain't no way in hell I was going back to school. So they finally got me in, but it was a glorious day. I wasn't able to go. We had a game with the Heat, but my wife, my kids got a chance to go. And the one thing about my kids is what, you know what I'm saying, towards the end of my career as they got older, they didn't get a chance to see me play. You know what I'm saying? They don't really understand the history of who I am and what I was able to do. So for them to be able to go back to that point, all the way to college, and just see some of my highlights and understand the importance and the role that I played, you know, it was good for me. You know, and that's what I always think about is that, you know, my kids missed a lot of those moments. A lot of those moments when I was playing in the regular rotation, a lot of those moments when I was making those game-winning plays and championships, they missed a lot of those moments.
But now they got it. They got the Hall of Fame at Florida. They got the jersey up in Miami.
Pops was all right, man.
Yeah, Pops was all right. Tell us about, so college, and we had this on with Coach Donovan. We were lucky enough to have him on here, and we talked about how your game transformed, right? At Florida, you were a low post guy, tough guy, rebounder, did all the dirty shit. But you just transformed your game. Talk to us about how you fed into that role at Florida and you know, kind of how that worked.
Well, first of all, I had to take a note. I had to take a page out of your book, Killer. I had to
You
take a
took
page.
out
Had to
of
take a page out of your book. I had to learn how to shoot that thing. Had to learn how to let that thing ride, man. Understanding that 6'6" ain't gonna get it in the NBA. A 6'6" post player is not gonna get it in the NBA. So I had to be able to knock down a shot, man. So just understanding all those nights when we was going to the club and you was taking your ass to the gym to shoot, I get it now. I get it now. Mike, let's say we gonna. I'm going to shoot. I'll see y'all later. What the fuck? I get it now. You know what I'm saying? Just getting up those shots, man. So that's one thing I will say. You know what I'm saying? Understanding how to be a real gym rat. You know what I'm saying? I was a fake gym rat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You was a real gym rat from day one. So that's one thing I will say I took away from you is how to be a real fucking gym rat and get that work in. So for me, the biggest transition was just changing my game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm not a center anymore. I'm playing with a guy like Shaq who needs spacing. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be able to dominate down there in that low post. So I had to learn how to shoot the basketball, man.
Before we get there, though, let's talk about draft night. So obviously, you know, we talked about it for me when I got drafted. Like when you said last time, we both made it, right?
Yeah, and I didn't get drafted.
Yeah, draft.
I
But
never
I'm saying
forget
on draft night, you know, you go through that and undraft, don't hear your name called, whatever, kind of unsure of what the next steps are. We have just so you have it, because I know you're usually pretty humble about things. You know, it's just your makeup. We have the draft up here if you want to look at it.
Yeah, I see that.
Do we have any?
I don't
think any of those guys got their jerseys up.
I don't recognize about 80% of them
You
names.
don't?
No. But what I will say is this. I'm going to give y'all the American players. I'm going to give you scouts the Americans. How the fuck y'all end up in Europe without seeing me here? That's what I'm going to say. I give you the American guys. I understand. I give you the American players. How the fuck y'all end up all the way across that water without seeing me right in front of y'all face? But I appreciate you because that was probably the worst night and the best night of my life all in once.
So when you walked out of that, well, I mean, obviously you talk about it. It's an unbelievable. I mean, obviously it sucks for you, and you go home and you what do you say? Like what's next? What do I got to do? Like
man,
where's your head at?
I one night, you know what I'm saying? We had a draft party. One of my homeboys had put together a draft party for me. I was supposed to go to a party that night. Everybody showed up. I ain't go. You know what I'm saying? I was frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Probably embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Upset. So instead
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
Shit.
you know what I'm saying? So that night.
First of all, rightfully so. Not to cut you off, but I just read what you did at Florida.
Yeah.
And you won at Florida. It wasn't like you lost at Florida.
Yeah.
We almost won a national championship.
Yeah, and I also had a coach that told me they was going to draft me if I was available for their pick.
Oh, so it lied.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah. I got to say, Nate McMillan, you know what you told me.
Ooh.
You told me after my workout with the Seattle Supersonics, you said, if you're there for our pick in the second round, we're going to take you. You took Reggie Evans. Shout out to Reggie Evans, another Florida boy. So it wasn't no beef between me and Reggie Evans, but I was looked in my eye, and I was told that I would be drafted.
And I can't say this like with certainty, but I got to imagine no one else on that board right there is getting their jersey retired. So I know we would talk about draft night and just the disappointment going through it. And as the draft was going on, obviously you're concerned. I'm shocked. But there's also another dude that we both know very, very well that knows a lot about basketball who's shocked as well. Talk about what he said and you know how that kind of impacted you.
Well, before we get to that, I know why you were shocked. You remember who I stayed with when I was working out for the draft?
Yeah.
You saw it firsthand, Killer.
Yeah, I did.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw it all.
Left Florida, came down, spent time with you early, prepared myself for the draft, was working out every day. So you saw it firsthand that, you know what I'm saying, I was capable. You know what I'm saying? You was somebody who I would come to all the time for advice just to understand what I needed to do and work on. But, man, I just remember that night, you know what I'm saying, like it was yesterday. And I remember watching, and I remember seeing Charles Barkley. Shout out Chuck, man. I remember seeing Charles Barkley saying, no, I'm shocked that Udonis Haslem hasn't been drafted. And for me, I think even in that moment, you know what I'm saying, that was a breath of fresh air, lifted me up a little bit, because when you have somebody like Charles Barkley, a Hall of Famer, you know what I'm saying, one of the top players that ever played the game, to speak your name and even know who you are on that particular night, I think that went a long way for me. But at that time, man, I was a little down, obviously, and just going through the things that I was going through, but that lifted me up instantly. You know what I mean? So shout out Chuck for that. He probably don't remember that, but I do.
And he's seen it all.
I don't forget nothing. Yeah, he's seen it all. Yes, he has seen it all. He's one of the best power forwards that ever played a game of basketball. So if somebody like that acknowledges you, you know what I'm saying, you appreciate it.
For sure. So go back to, I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to hear the story. So draft night, you have one day. Where do you go from there?
Man, so that night I didn't get drafted, man. I was pissed off. I stayed home. I sat in the dark. And, you know, my next thing was, okay, what's next? You know what I'm saying? I got on the phone with my agent. It was a couple opportunities to go some camps. There was a couple opportunities to go overseas. And I'd rather go overseas. I was like, fuck the NBA. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was like, fuck the NBA. I want to go overseas. And I went overseas. And the first thing I did was I gave myself one night. I gave myself one night to throw a pity party. had a box of Black and Milds and a bottle of Hennessy. I smuggled that shit to Europe. I smuggled some Blacks and some Hennessy to Europe. And I gave myself one night to feel sorry for myself.
All the way to Europe?
All the way to fucking France. And I gave myself one night, bro. I say when I wake up in the morning, it's time to get to it. I gave myself one night. I damn near smoked the whole box of Blacks and drunk a half a bottle of Hennessy.
And let me tell you something. We're going to throw up this photo of UD in college. I dropped this dude off at the airport. He looked like the dude on the left.
You remember that?
I do.
You remember that?
He looked like the dude on the left.
And the crazy thing is, Killer, is in that summer league, I averaged a double-double in that summer league.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I balled out in that summer league. And it just wasn't good enough. And then people don't know I spent a lot of time in Atlanta that summer. And I was the last guy between me and Ira Newble. And they decided to go with a veteran, which once again, you got to respect that.
No, for sure.
I ended up having to go overseas. So, for me, when I went overseas, I had a shit list of motherfuckers that I just wanted to check off when I come back. You know what I'm saying?
Who's the highest on that shit list? Do you remember?
Who was the highest on the shit list?
It's always fun to understand the shit list.
Yeah. Shit. Probably the league.
The whole league?
The whole fucking league. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could find a reason to be motivated.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'm old school. I can make myself hate somebody.
So I drop him off looking like that. I pick him up looking like this. So I was like, okay, he's bought in. He's serious about it. So you come back and you go into I'm guessing you go into their camp, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about the camp and what happened there.
So what people don't understand is while I was in Europe, I stayed on American time.
Shit.
I stayed up at night and I took naps during the day because in my mind, I'm not fucking making my career here in Europe. This is a pit stop.
It's a pit stop.
I want to get back to the league and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So I set the tone once I got there. Like I said, I had that one night where I felt bad for myself and I woke up the next day and I hit the ground running and I stayed on American time the whole time. So that's just setting the tone of, okay, I ain't staying here. I'm taking my ass back to the fucking league. You know what I'm saying? So after the fast forward these 9 months, I get back, 2 teams I have the opportunity to try out for, the Miami Heat and the San Antonio Spurs. I walk in the Miami Heat arena, it's about 50 motherfuckers in there and they only keeping 1.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So now immediately.
Shut the door, who walks out?
What? Immediately I'm like, okay, I'm looking at him, and I'm saying, okay, lock the door and I'm coming out with these motherfuckers. There's no way, under no circumstances, lock the door and I'm coming out. And that's literally what it was. And what people don't understand is, you know what I'm saying, for the first maybe 2 years of my career with the Miami Heat, I never spoke to Pat Riley. You know what I'm saying?
For your first 2 years, you never spoke to Riley?
He spoke to me, but I didn't speak to him. But the one time he spoke to me,
What you mean? Hold on. So what's up, dog? How you doing?
Man,
Nothing
hell
like that?
no, man. Listen, let me tell you something, man. I was just happy to be in the league.
Yeah.
And thirdly, man, I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you see the Pat Riley and the Godfather,
He is
you know what I'm
Godfather.
saying? Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? That was the first time I was ever a little intimidated. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So the first time he said something to me, I thought I was in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We running a rebounding drill. Boom, boom, everybody banging, passing, shot goes up, ball bounces off the rim. The motherfucking ball went to half court. I struck out and chased the motherfucker. Boom, I'm going to get it. Like my life depended on it. Pat blew the whistle. Whoa, stop. I said, oh shit. He said, why you chase that ball? I looked around, I said, well, I didn't hear a whistle. He looked at me, he said, good job. I almost shit my pants. I thought I was out of there. I thought I was out there. What? Fast forward, coming back, Keith Askins told me, KA, I had to shout out KA, a lot of people can shoot. A lot of people can score. The way you're going to make this team is defending and rebounding. And that was just my mindset from the jump.
Man, I hope a lot of young kids are listening to this, man.
Oh, yeah.
Far. I mean, for real, because at the end of the day, like, that's the stuff that makes it. Like, and as being an agent, a father, you know, a coach, like, not hearing your name called and then changing, doing that shit, and then just buying into being a rebounder and defender and all that stuff, and then obviously, you know, because if you change those things. But
if you remember in college, Killer, I didn't rebound or defend worth a shit. I could score now. I could score, but I didn't rebound or defend worth a shit. That wasn't my thing. You know what I'm saying? So understanding, like, you guys at home, man, if you can contribute to winning, if you can help a team win, you know what I'm saying, they'll have a spot for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you think you finna just come in there and jack up 35 shots and get your numbers, that ain't
it
it.
don't work that way.
That ain't it.
So you get through camp. What do they sign you to when you get through camp then?
2-year deal.
2-year deal.
1.1 million. First year was
1.1.
400,000. Second year was 700,000.
Fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed. But the thing was, they didn't sign me until San Antonio offered me a 1-year deal. So when I left the Miami Heat and I played with the Miami Heat, I averaged a double-double in summer league with the Miami Heat. I go straight to San Antonio and play with San Antonio. San Antonio summer league was in Las Vegas at that time. Miami summer league was in Orlando. So as soon as I finished with the Miami Heat, I fly straight to San Antonio. I fly straight to San Antonio. I practice with them. We leave and go straight to Vegas. I averaged a double-double in that summer league with San Antonio. Bob McAdoo, the great Bob McAdoo, shout out Doo. Doo say he called the organization and said, y'all better sign this motherfucker. Still, they didn't sign me. So now I get a 1-year offer from San Antonio, and now you know how the game goes. Now the Heat come back and offer a 2-year deal, and that's kind of how it went.
Prize Picks offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts, like Taco Tuesday each Tuesday. Prize Picks discounts select players' projections up to 25% to provide even more value. You want to play along some of Prize Picks' favorite players, like rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz? You can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Pick community each week. I just got on there and hit on Josh Allen more than passing yards. Got him for a stack. Easy money. You can too. Go to prizepicks.com/OGs and use the code OGs for a first deposit match up to $100. So you get that, you get the 2-year deal. What's your first NBA game like? You shit yourself, or it was?
No, man. The crazy thing about it was I ended up having to start my first game. So we ended up playing some preseason games in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And we had some injuries.
Okay.
So Pat called me to be in the starting lineup. I'm looking around like, what the fuck? And we just so happened to be playing one of my favorite players. We playing Philly and we playing Iverson.
Ooh.
The NBA game that was just basketball.
AI did it to you.
Playing against AI was like, God damn. I got to come out against AI the first game. You know what I'm saying? Not that I got to guard him every play, but
pick and rolls though, he coming down here. Like,
listen, AI give everybody 40 or 50. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my first game, I wasn't nervous. I was more excited, and I guess being on the court AI was the big thing for me. That was a big deal for me. You know what I'm saying? Coming where we come from.
That was that deal.
Yeah, that was from the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? The braids and the headband, the baggy clothes, you know, all the shit that I was into. So it was a big deal to be on the court AI. But basketball was just basketball.
Same thing as always, right?
Yeah, man.
So fast forward, you win your first championship in 06.
Yeah.
Talk about that team, obviously where it came from, because it wasn't the smoothest of years. It's kind of a turbulent deal, right? So talk to us about the 06 year.
He had a good team. Had a damn good team.
Really good team.
Off the court. We had fun. That shit came together at the right time. You know what I'm saying? What I say about that team is that team always had talent, but we just didn't know how it was going to come together. That was a time where in the NBA, a lot of NBA guys was making money by doing parties in different cities. So when we landed in the city, Antoine Walker got a party. Shaq got a party. Dwayne got a party. Gary Payton got a party.
You guys were first team all party.
Yeah, and I'm going to all 4.
Oh my!
Oh, I'm going to everybody party.
Wow!
I gotta be a good teammate.
You do gotta be a good teammate.
I can't leave nobody out.
You know what? That's called sacrifice.
Exactly. If I go to one guy's party and not the other guy's party, then I look like I'm showing favoritism.
Yeah, you're a dickhead.
So with that team right there, the good thing about that team is that, you know what I'm saying, people don't understand is part of this shit is connection.
Oh, for sure.
Part of this shit is connection. You got a connected group of guys that love playing with each other, that actually give a fuck about each other off the basketball court. Then that shit translates to being on the basketball court. So the one thing we did with that team is we spent a lot of time together. When we weren't playing, we were partying, but we were still together. I remember one time in Atlanta, Rouse called a timeout, man, and he gets us in the huddle, and he's about to drop a play. He just drops the pen and said, "This is fucking ridiculous. This shit has to stop." So everybody looking around, motherfucker say, "I'm gonna start giving out PUIs, playing under the influence." And one more of you motherfuckers coming here smelling like this, I'm gonna start handing out PUIs for playing under the influence.
Oh, you're gonna PUI, it'd be crazy.
So with that being said, the one thing we did with that team was we connected.
Yeah.
So actually, the weird thing was when we got to the playoffs, we probably were the most connected group of guys.
Because adversity, you guys are
in that locker room. You got to understand where we came from.
For sure.
Being down to Dallas and what we had to overcome. That's connection. Yeah. We probably weren't better than Dallas. They might have had a little more talent. Was Dirk more talented to me? For sure. But were we a more connected group? Were we a tougher group? Did we have more grit? I think that's where we were able to take that series. PUI? Playing under the influence. That's true story, killer. Motherfuckers was burping in the huddle and shit. I was like, damn.
You get hit with a PUI, that's nuts.
Man.
All right, so 2006 you win it. Let's talk about which championship was your favorite, though, because you come back and then we went back to back. We joined the team. You got the big 3 on there and the little 12. Mm-hmm. We were part of the Little 12.
Yeah, we would have
proudly.
Yes.
So, which championship to me, which was your favorite and why?
Man, the first.
Yeah.
The first is always going to be my favorite just because of everything I had to overcome coming from overseas. Like I said, before I even set foot on the basketball court, there was an article written by Dan Lebertard. I love you, Dan, but you tried me. Saying that Shaq
tried you.
Dan tried me. Dan, I love you, but you tried me. Saying that Shaq could never win with a power forward 6'7", 6'6", 6'7". Now, mind
well,
you,
you're 6'7.5" anyway.
Yeah,
so
but the
wrong.
motherfucker just won with Travis Knight. So what the fuck is you talking about? What the fuck is you talking about? He just won with Travis Knight. You gonna single me out? I kick Travis Knight ass 7 days a week and twice on Sunday.
Why are you doing twice on Sunday?
Cause that just felt like it.
Did you do it?
Yeah, it just felt sound better.
Yeah, that sound better. It does.
So like for that, just right there instantly. You see how I am? I have not forgot that shit. What motherfuckers don't understand is you tell me I can't, I'll show you I can.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was right there instantly.
And we love Dan Lebertard, but he tried you.
Yeah, he's a Miami guy. I love his mom. I love his dad. I love Poppy. I love his show.
Yeah, show's awesome.
Yeah, it's all the time. But Dan tried me. So instantly, I was already motivated. I already was fired up. I already had something to prove. And then you understand the type of playoff run that Dirk had. Oh man, he was body bagging motherfuckers in the playoffs that year.
He was body bagging.
Man, it was hard. He was killing. You see, he ran through OKC. He ran through San Antonio. I mean, he was killing motherfuckers. Now, with that being said, got one of my boys over here. So understand where I come from.
Yeah.
If I let Dirk do me what he did to them other people,
what's gonna happen?
My boys gonna let me hear about it. They ain't gonna let me sleep. They gonna let me know.
They gonna be quiet.
That German tore your ass up.
That German
tore your ass up, boy. And they gonna be on me. You know what I'm saying? So understand where I come from, man. It's a lot that was riding on that, man. And once I got my opportunity, like I tell all these guys, man, once you get your opportunity, man, nobody cares what happened before that. Nobody cares whatever you're not ready. Nobody cares what you're going through personally. You have to be ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Now, D. Wade was, and we're going to talk about that because I remember that
Unbelievable.
Series. Yes. So he was always really, really good, but that kind of was his coming out, in my opinion, on that stage. Talk about him in that series and what happened there, because that was unbelievable.
Well, first of all, people don't understand. That night, before we actually won the series, me and D. Wade didn't get much sleep.
Okay.
Not partying. Not this time.
Okay.
Not this time.
Explain.
We just couldn't sleep, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just one of those things where we just couldn't sleep. But you know what I will say about Dwayne is I had a homeboy, my homeboy Drac, shout out Duke, that told me a long time ago, man, y'all got this dude from Marquette that got a triple-double against Kentucky.
Yep.
And he's pretty good.
Yep.
I had never met Dwayne. Where people don't. I came from overseas to come back to be with him.
You came back the same year though.
So that summer when I was working out, and me and Dwayne spent that whole summer together. You know what I'm saying? Working out. He was in Miami for the first time. Never really got away from home. So I was like, "Yo, come with me. I got you. We gonna roll. We gonna do this. We gonna do that." So I had an opportunity firsthand to see how good Dwayne really was. So our days at that time was we would get up in the morning, we would run at the track, we would head from the track to the arena, we would lift weights, we would shoot and go through our basketball workout, we would eat lunch. We would come back and shoot again later, and then we would play pickup at Overtown Youth Center. And that's how me and Dwayne spent our whole summer. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So we got a chance to grow together, you know what I'm saying, and connect like that. So with him, I always understood how talented he was, you know what I'm saying? Now, coming into that first year, people don't understand Dwayne had to run the point. He had never ran the point before. So when he came into the league the first year, he had the ball in his hands a lot. You know what I'm saying? And his natural instinct is to go.
Go get it.
He was going to get it. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so, he had the talent. So we just followed. We understood we had something special. You know what I'm saying? And it was my job to make sure that he stayed safe and healthy. It's my job to make sure he stayed safe and healthy.
You did a good job.
Yeah, you feel me?
So you go through both phases of it, right? You see Coach Spo, you see Coach Riley. Give me the difference in their coaching styles, what it was like. I mean, obviously, to me, being there the little bit that I was in Miami and being a part of it, it still had that feel of Riles.
Yeah.
But Coach Spo, to me, didn't get the credit he deserved either.
Yeah.
Right? So tell me the difference in their coaching styles actually on the floor and the clipboard.
Open door. Probably just the way they communicate with you. You liable to go in Riles' office, and Riles might tell you, get the fuck out of my office.
Yeah. The Godfather has.
You go in Spo office, and Spo gonna hear you out.
Yeah.
And then he'll tell you
to get the fuck out of his office.
No, he might not. He gonna tell you to get the fuck out of his office. He gonna hear you out, and then he'll probably follow. Like, we'll talk about it. We'll get back. We'll try to find a happy medium. I'll meet you in the middle. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Listen. Do you remember where you? So you don't remember Doliak Love Michael Doliak, man.
Doliak.
Michael Doliak,
Elite
man. We
ping
had
pong player, by the way.
one time we had lost about 4 games in a row, and Riles walks in practice and tells all the coaches to leave. He sits us down on a wall and he cusses us and motherfucks us for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he says, if anybody have any issues, you can come see me after this fucking meeting. Soon as we leave the meeting, Doliak walks in his office.
Oh, God.
We go downstairs because practice is over.
R.I.P.
Doliak comes downstairs. I say, hey, Dolly, what'd he say? He told me to get the fuck out of his office.
R.I.P. Doliak.
So with that being said, understood, man, Riles ain't with that shit. Spo might let you get that shit out. Yeah. He gonna let it go in one end, out the other. Spo understands, like with players nowadays, you know what I'm saying, you gotta play the middle game. You know what I'm saying? Riles is either this is what we doing, and if it ain't for you, get the fuck out my office.
So we fast forward that you win those 2 more championships. You end up with 3 championships. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you have 20-year career. Jersey's going up. Everything's in place. Talk about working into your last game of your career. What was your mindset going into that? Obviously, I touched on it at the beginning. Like, you know, you get mad at me every time I tell you. I didn't see the shit coming.
What the fuck you thought I was gonna do,
Coach?
No, what did you see in your mind?
No,
what
did
you
you
see?
The shit, Coach.
Okay, well,
but the reality of the situation, guys, is that
it's the last game, killer. You thought I wasn't gonna let that motherfucker ride?
But they had to dust the shit off, though. It's been a minute.
I'm play every day.
I know you play every day, but there's a difference between playing every day and then breathing out there on that motherfucking court.
Yeah, you right.
All right, and so you go out there in 25 minutes, have 24 points, something like that.
Damn right.
Elite.
Killer, I got a clip.
Yeah, I know, bro. Hey, listen, why is he beating me up for?
Cause, man,
I'm your homie.
You supposed to be on my side.
I am on your side.
My kids winning. My kids even want some money on that shit.
They bet for you?
These little apps and shit out here that they got these little shits. People said I was only gonna score like 5 points. What the fuck? Of course my kids took that bet. Of course they took that fucking bet. If they would have needed another place to fucking sleep.
So your kids win money.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But tell me about like going into that game, your mindset. You know, it's your last one. Like
I was nervous.
Here's the deal, and this is where I have you should.
I was nervous.
Where most people don't understand is in our line of work, in our business, right? Very few people get to pick their last day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like everyone asked how was my last game. I didn't know it was gonna be my last game.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think I wanted to play again when I got done because my kids were going. But I didn't know for sure. So I didn't get to go in that game, be like, okay, and have, team roll me out there and do what you did, which is an unbelievable, for you to be able to do that. So you going into that, talk to me about that and what it was like and then walking off that motherfucker for the last time.
I was nervous the night before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was nervous the night before. But what people, don't understand is with us, and they always talk about how much I give to the younger guys and how, I help them. Those guys help me as well.
For sure.
Every day I'm playing one-on-one. Every day I'm playing 2-on-2. Mm-hmm. Every day I'm in some kind of drill, and being a part of practice and competition. So, as much as I'm prepping those guys, I'm prepping myself as well. So for me, the only thing I had to worry about was my conditioning. Yeah. I didn't have to worry about getting a rhythm. I didn't have to worry about how I would feel on the basketball court because I've been playing every day. You know what I'm saying? So I was nervous, just because of my last game. I wanted to go out the right way. I wanted to go out with a bang. I wanted to put on a good show for everybody. But, as far as the preparation and stepping into it, man, I got to shout out my teammates. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as I helped them, they helped me as well. Again,
it's unique for you to be able to pick your last game, walk off how you want to walk off, play 20 years, have an unbelievable career. Jersey, again, is going up in the rafters. When did you start preparing and understanding retirement and what you wanted to do?
Man, so like you said, to be able to land your own plane. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing that a lot of guys don't have. Sure. We understand how this business is. So 20 years was a milestone that I talked about with my father before he passed away. And I was always back and forth about, if I was going to keep going, how would the summer look? And every time, there's a new undrafted guy coming in that just reminds me of why I'm here, and reminds me of I was that guy. And also be able to remind those guys of, look where I'm at now. Look what I was able to accomplish. See, what people don't understand is, just because you come in this league undrafted doesn't mean you have to take an undrafted mentality of being second to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or because we wasn't drafted that we got to play second fiddle or we got to back down or no, motherfucker.
The only difference at that time is a paycheck, right?
Yeah, that's the only difference, man. And for me, I always see these guys walking into these locker rooms in the same situation, and I see myself in a lot of these guys. So when you look at our team and you look at the guys, you look at a Gabe Vincent who just got paid with the Lakers. You look at a Max Strus who just got paid with Cleveland. You look at Caleb who we just paid. You know what I'm saying? You look at all these guys that have come you know what I'm saying, that have been undrafted guys that have played for the Miami Heat, or even guys that have come to us when, you know, they were kind of on their last leg or their career didn't go the way they thought it would go. You know what I'm saying? Dwayne Wade came here and he resurrected his career, got 60. JJ came, resurrected, got 66. Hassan Whiteside. So all these guys come here and I see myself in all these guys. And I see a place where other organizations weren't willing to step in. I see a place where I can step in.
Yep.
And it's a trust thing.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's hard to trust motherfuckers upstairs.
Yeah, that's
but
why,
you can trust me.
Yeah. That's why, to me, I tip my hat even to Miami, the organization, because what they do is they give you opportunities to develop, they build, right?
Yes,
like
yes.
In life, it's no different than you. Like all you need is an opportunity. You're not getting there on your own. I don't care what pick you are, undrafted, whatever it is. It's opportunities.
Yes.
And Miami continues to do it at a regular basis of undrafted dudes or defunct guys or guys that were picked 15 that didn't make it. All of a sudden now they're stars again, right?
Yes.
So. Like, I got to tip my hat to them dudes. They always do that. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that they always let veterans stay around to help police.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, they have an identity and a culture. You know when you walk through the door what's going to look like.
Yes.
But it also needs to be policed by players.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of things that, you know, we do. Spo handles the X's and O's. We police ourselves. We police our locker room. We hold ourselves accountable. You know what I'm saying? There's conversations that we're going to have, and you might not like it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you understand it's for the best and you understand what we're trying to get accomplished. With that being said, everybody's motivated differently. But Spo and the Miami Heat way is we hold ourselves accountable, we police ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Sure. It's got to come from us. If it's coming from the coach, we got a problem. If it's coming from the coach, then we in trouble, guys. You know what I'm saying? So we've been able to figure that out on our own, man. And when these guys come in here, there's an expectation. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if you're undrafted. I don't give a fuck where you just came from. First and foremost, I'm gonna get to know you. I'm gonna get to know where you're from. I'm gonna get to know where you're about. I'm gonna get to know these guys' families. I know these guys' moms. I know these guys' dads. I know their brothers and sisters. So when you come in here, it ain't just, hey, young fella, go get my motherfucking jockstrap and let's get rolling. No, I'm gonna show you the respect you deserve. That shit don't translate no more. The shit that happened when we came in the league.
The jockstrap don't translate.
That shit that translate when we came. You're right. They ain't wearing them no more. That shit that happened when we came in the league, where we had to do all that shit for our vets, it doesn't translate to these young guys no more. You know what I'm saying? So you got to handle these young motherfuckers with care.
I'm glad you said that because it's actually a good segue to the next thing. You've played in finals in 3 different decades.
Yeah.
You've seen you've seen how the game's pivoted and moved. The difference in players, the difference in styles, the difference in everything really that comes out because you're talking about it. So give me the difference in the biggest two, like our era when you were at your prime and winning championships and the era now. What's the difference in the league right now?
One is the physicality and two is they don't want no mid-range. That was damn near the death of me. They took the mid-range out.
So physicality and mid-range is our era.
Yeah.
And now free motion, threes.
Now it's positionless basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can play everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if the big rebounds, he doesn't have to outlet it to the guard.
Yeah.
The big can bring it up. The guards can fill the lane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can get into your offense from there. Whereas back in the day when the big rebounded, he was outletting and we were starting the offense from that. Now everything is free flowing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Positionless. You can be on anywhere in the court and play any position. So now instead of just knowing your one spot, you got to know all 5 spots now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the way the game is changed is with the three-point shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants mid-range. Now the game is about either getting in the paint and getting a paint touch 2, which is a dunk or a layup, or spraying for a 3. Yeah. Mid-range is almost like death right now.
So you talk about that, though, but the game is in great hands. The next wave of players, the Jaws, the Ants, the Paulos, the Shays, the Wembys. Like, the game, D. Fox, Zion, like, the game's taking that. Like, the elite athletes you know.
The talent is unmatched. The way they put the ball in the hole, the way they play, how fast these motherfuckers are, how athletic they are. They're getting smarter, you know, figuring out different ways to get their shots off and, you know, all these different things. So, you know, the game is definitely moving forward, but those are just things that have changed. But it doesn't matter to me how the game changed. What matters to me is how you approach the motherfucker.
No doubt.
They can change what the fuck they want to change. But when you get in between these motherfucking lines, it's going to be me and you and mostly me. So it doesn't fucking
me and
matter.
You and a whole lot of me?
It could be me and you and mostly me, motherfucker. Like, that shit doesn't matter. I don't care about that. You can change every fucking rule you want. Because when you lock the door, I'm going to figure out a way to come out. And that's the mentality we take when we step on the basketball court, man. 9 times out of 10, man, we get into these games and people look at us and they say, why the Miami Heat playing and how can the Miami Heat beat these people? Because we tougher than these motherfuckers. That's why. In a 7-game series, ain't nobody reinventing the wheel. Everything I run, you probably seen before.
Yeah.
Everything you ran, everything I'm gonna run, you seen before, and everything you run, I done seen before. Ain't nobody reinventing the wheel. We ain't tricking each other. This shit coming down to grit.
You sure you're retired? You sound like
this shit coming down to grit. It ain't nobody running nothing that we ain't seen before. You get in a 7-game series and go watch film like they brought out the annexation of Puerto Rico. Like they just drew up some new shit. They ain't drawing up no new shit. That's the same shit the annexation of Puerto Rico. You remember Little Giants? They ain't drawing up no new shit, man. You done seen that shit before. What you gonna do to stop it?
Yeah, you're right.
And if you can't stop it, come sit next to me. We'll find somebody else that can.
Pretty simple concept, ain't it?
You fucking right, man. And that's what it's boiled down to, because at the end of the day, most organizations are not gonna let somebody come in for their best player or come in for their starter. Yeah. Not for us. If I started fucking around, come sit here. Somebody come in for you. And that's what? It's probably a fucking undrafted dog that want them minutes anyway. That wants them fucking minutes anyway.
That's right.
And you're gonna see what that undrafted, hungry, thirsty motherfucker do with your minutes. I already got hot sauce in his water bottle. I done already put hot sauce in his water bottle. He ready to go.
I don't think you fucking retired yet, guy.
I already put fucking hot sauce in his water bottle. He's ready to go.
All right, so now that you are retired,
yeah,
tell the people, man, because people are gonna want to know what are you gonna do with your life besides having an absolutely elite podcast? What are you gonna do with your life?
Man, for me, it's time now to explore all these hidden talents that I have.
Oh, Jesus. What hidden talents you got, Coach? Let me hear.
One thing is I got the gift of gab.
Yes, you do.
I can talk my ass off. I can talk my ass off. So, one of those things is obviously this podcast, doing a little bit of basketball on the TV side, obviously the maturation and the growth of the young guys with the Miami Heat. Got my medical marijuana, I got my affordable housing, I got franchises. Shit, we touching everything, man. Octopus hustler, man.
Udonis Buffett, huh?
You damn right.
Warren Haslem.
Yeah, right now.
I love it.
Yeah. Octopus hustler, baby. Like it doesn't. What we do next? What I tell people all the time is I don't know what I'm gonna do next. What the city need?
Yeah.
What we need here? I go down. I sit down with the mayors. I go sit down with commissioners, and they tell me, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what the city needs, and I know how to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
So the people in the hood can't go sit down with the mayor. People in the hood can't go sit down with the commissioner, but I can. So once I understand what they need,
not the destination.
Yeah. Once I understand what they need, then I take it to the commissioners. I take it to the mayors, and the mayors and the commissioners tell me what they can do, and then that's what we figure out what we need to do.
That's good though. You're using the platform. I mean, at the end of the day, you sacrifice to do a lot, but now there's a platform where you can be a bridge for other people.
Yeah.
It's elite.
Man. I tell all these young guys, man, young fellas, when y'all take y'all ass back to y'all hometowns in the off season, take an hour. Go sit down with your mayors and commissioners in the city. They would love to have you in their office.
Yeah.
They would love to have you in their office. And two, man, that's how you start connecting the dots of really being able to affect and improve your community.
So now that you are retired, though, there's other ways you can make money, and that's through gambling.
Shooting dice?
Well, you can shoot dice. I mean, you can shoot dice all you want.
I can shoot them motherfuckers.
But you can gamble.
Yes, we can.
And with the NFL playoffs in full swing,
yes, you can.
Who are you putting your money on to be Super Bowl champs, and why?
The Dolphins.
No, you ain't.
I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you something, man.
Okay. All right, let me have the money.
I'm that guy.
Let me have the money.
I'm that guy. Listen,
let me have the money.
I ain't got no money in my pocket right now, but I'm gonna tell you why. Even when we sucked, I used to bet on the Dolphins.
Well, I know you're gonna bet
I'm that guy. I'm always gonna go with my team.
Can we remove the Dolphins?
I'm always gonna go with my team.
We're trying to give our listeners something to bet on, and right now you're giving them losers.
Okay. Damn.
No, they're a good team. I love the Dolphins. They're fun to watch. You think they're gonna win? You putting your money on them?
Okay. Well, how about no? Okay. I'm gonna put my money on the South Dakota shit packers. That's what I'm gonna put my money on the South Dakota shit packers. Don't do us like that, man.
Okay,
I'm going with the Dolphins.
So you're putting your money on the Dolphins. You know what?
We
know what we're gonna do for you people at home. We're gonna get his receipt that he bet on the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl.
I know.
We're gonna post your receipt like Floyd and them do. Right, we're gonna post your receipt because we're gonna have receipts to this.
I'm going with the Dolphins,
right now,
man.
You're giving our fan base.
I'm going with the Dolphins,
man. The Dolphins right now are plus 1,600.
Okay, what that mean? What the Heat was last year?
I understand it. No, listen, they have a chance. They can score against anybody.
Okay,
but they have injuries in their defense right now, which is
we got injuries.
All right, so going into the playoffs, your pick's the Dolphins.
Can I pick another one too?
Well, you sure can. There's two divisions.
Or two.
You can pick two. Who's the Super Bowl?
Dolphins or the Ravens?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Ravens.
Dolphins
I like
the
Ravens and the 49ers.
I'm
taking both home.
They hellified on defense right now. Right now, Lamar's playing great. You got to understand. Zay Flowers, balling.
Yeah.
Likely the tight end who stepped in for Andrews is balling.
Yeah.
OBJ
balling.
Getting back to the form that he used to be.
Yeah.
So they're pretty impressive right now. You know what I'm saying? So I got to shout out them, and then they beat us like we stole something.
Yeah.
They beat San Francisco they stole something. So they've knocked out all the top teams. So it's hard to go against Baltimore right now. But shit, I'm biased. I'm always gonna ride with the Dolphins, man. That's how I am.
So just so you know,
I ain't picking the Cowboys. I tell you that shit.
I'm actually cheering for the Dolphins myself.
Thank you, good man.
But with that being said, if you put my money, and I told you this last time we were on here, fade me if you want to make real money because I never pick right. And my picks that I have here, I'm not proud of because I'm not laying the money. Like I'm taking the 49ers who are favored and the Ravens who are favored. Like boring.
Yeah, that's easy.
Right? Like it is.
So you ain't gonna win shit.
No, I ain't
now
gonna
if the
win
Dolphins
shit.
win, I'm banked up.
Yes, I'm coming over. I'm borrowing something.
No, I ain't got nothing for you.
Damn. Golly, I guess I'm gonna be broke on my own.
I ain't got nothing for you, man. What shit fucked up right now? I'm retired.
You know, man,
I'm retired. You been retired for how long?
I've been retired for life, man.
See, I just retired, man. I'm trying to figure out how to manage my coin.
You got a lot of coin to manage. Hey, now that we got the betting out the way, and you picked all your losers and I picked my winners, we're gonna go to our grab bag.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and since it's a celebration of your jersey retirement, we got a lot of questions, but one is outside of it, and I think it's a great question.
What's that?
All right, the question is at MH. Golly, I can't even read. I apologize. Would the OGs? Would you guys ever consider having KG and Paul Pierce on your show? The answer is absolutely yes.
Yeah, referees, all that good shit. We can have, of course, man. Let me tell you something, man.
That'd be a good
Those
one.
rivalries we had, and I'm sure they can attest to that. Yeah. We felt the way about each other.
No doubt.
I did not like them motherfuckers, and they probably didn't like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, I don't take back nothing I said. They probably ain't gonna take back nothing they said. Yeah. But we owe this shit right now.
Yeah.
So if they want to come on this podcast and we could talk that shit, I'm down.
That'd be fun.
And then we can go hoop afterwards.
I don't know about that part for me, Coach. But they made us better. We made them better.
No, for sure.
And we talked about this on a podcast before. The reality of the situation, you go through that war with these guys year after year after year. You're all trying to get to championships. Yeah. By the time you get to games 3, 4, and 5, they don't like us. We don't like them.
And guess what? And if a motherfucker sends you home, you despise those motherfuckers until the next year.
100%.
The team you're thinking about is that team that sent you home all the way into the next year.
Those two are legends. We love to have them on here.
So with that being said, man, they could come on the podcast, man. And that'd be a hell of a podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm smart now. I'm a businessman. I ain't no damn fool.
Hey, that's right. And then from at Kendall854, you brought this up before. What can you guys explain the Hunger Games? Explain the Hunger Games to the people at home, man. Miami Heat have the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
You and Bam talked about it on the last podcast.
Hunger Games is 5-on-5, mano-a-mano. Very little fouls. If any. Very little fouls, if any. That's up to the coaches. You ain't calling your own fouls. The coaches gonna be calling the fouls, and they probably gonna let a lot of calls go by. And you only win with defense. You win with stops. You don't win with getting a bucket. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of you motherfuckers that think scoring is winning, not when you come to Hunger Games. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And after you lose, obviously you got to fucking run. But, you know, in between those lines, ain't no double teams, ain't no schemes. Guard your fucking yard.
Guard your yard.
Guard your yard. And you will get exposed. And if you get exposed, it's frowned upon. Just know that. It's frowned upon to be the weak link.
It's frowned upon
to be the weak link in Hunger Games.
Oh, man. Well, we appreciate y'all sending them questions. Anytime y'all have any questions, you always send them into the OG podcast. But UD, this is a celebration to you, my brother. I'm so proud of you. I can't explain how happy I am for you to see where you've come. You know, just first day at University of Florida when you try to kill me.
You tried to dunk on me, dog.
I had to.
It's crazy.
I mean,
crazy.
But that's, to me, man, like, if you know, as you've gotten in this league and you've grown in this league, I think towards the end especially, and you always had it though, you got any OG advice for some of these guys coming through, anything that's been happening that you've seen that we can talk about? You know, what are some of the things that you'd give these guys as you walk out of this league now with your jersey retired? Give them some advice.
Do not fucking live in mediocrity.
Yeah.
You rather get up every day, hit the ground running, try your fucking hardest, and fail every time before you live in mediocrity. Your comfort zone will fucking kill you. Do not live in mediocrity.
Do not live in mediocrity.
That's OG for the day, man. Do not live in fucking mediocrity. Get up every day, hit the fucking ground running, and if you gotta lose 1,000 times, then lose 1,000 times. Your comfort zone will fucking kill you.
Damn, I might go lace them up. Tear 2 ACLs
and that's just in life. That's just in fucking life, man. Don't live in mediocrity in life.
I'm going to go lace them up, tear 2 ACLs and Achilles real quick.
No. Let me do all that. You just shoot, killer. I get you to rock.
No, but for real, man, appreciate y'all tuning back into the OGs podcast. This is a special one for me. We usually have guests, but this is my favorite guest right here. I'm proud of you, my brother. It's like we talked about all the stuff, the accomplishments, what you came from, where you're at. We saw the draft board when you were undrafted.
Yeah.
There's only one of them dudes putting a jersey up in the rafters. You deserve it. And I love you, my man. Appreciate you, brother.
Killer. Love you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Ebony and Ivory, baby.
That's right. Salt and pepper. Out.
All those words just meant mama.
Exactly. But I would like to leave you with one thought. Education is the key. And you don't have to be a product of your environment. They could take everything from you, but what you have up here, nobody can take that away. So you need to always put your best foot forward in whatever you do. Helping someone, taking out the trash, and then looking guys who like doing. But you have to want to succeed. So like I said, you don't have to be a product in your environment. If you want to be an attorney, research it, find out what it takes. You have to be involved in your child. Don't just send them to school and think everything falls on the teachers and the aides, because it doesn't. See it right there when they do their homework. Come out to the school. Let them know you are here for them, but you're going to jack them up if they don't do the right thing.